All right, we are back with part two. So, well, I know what you want to talk about here, so I'll just let you take this. Let's go. Let's hear it, Will.
Thank you, Cam. I appreciate that. In part one, Cam, you revealed that you have the Celtics in six. I revealed that I have
Yes.
the Warriors in seven. If you want to hear our reasons, we did an entire breakdown during part one.
Yep.
Again, just for folks, the Warriors will have home court in games one, two, five, and seven. The Celtics will have home court in games three, four, and six. That, of course, assuming that it'll go seven games as I predict. But I'm going to share how I think this series is going to go. I think the Warriors are going to come out on their home floor being the more rested team and win in front of their home fans in game one. But then the Celtics being, the great, road warriors that they have been, I think they're going to win game two at Chase Center on Warriors ground. And then I think the Warriors are going to receive a scare because I believe Boston is going to win game three at the TD Garden. But then I think the Warriors will step out and win game four, tie this series at 2-2. I think back at home, the Warriors will win game five, but the Celtics will not be an easy out. I think they'll win game six, setting up the epic game seven, which I think the Warriors will win at home in front of their loud and raucous fans. And I think Steph Curry will get his so deserved first finals MVP.
All right. I just think road games won't be a problem for the Celtics because I feel like they're the road warriors. I don't see how that's going to stop them right now. It's what the fans want, and they will deliver.
All right. But I mean, look, these Warriors players have been here before, so I don't think, Curry, Thompson, Green, or any of the vets, heck, even Jordan Poole, from what I've seen from him, I don't think they'll be at all phased about going into the TD Garden and winning games.
All right. Well, you say that you have experienced players on your team, which if you could call them veterans,
Vets, yeah.
which could work to your advantage sometimes. But they're old. For well, not not old, but for the NBA, they're old, which can be a risk sometimes. They can get hurt, which I mentioned in part one, but I just think there's a whole risk when your when your big three is made up of all veteran players.
Yeah. But I just think the Warriors are the healthiest that they've been all season
But you never know. You
and
never know. That could change with the snap of a finger. I mean,
yeah, but stuff could happen to the Celtics too. I just think it's both ways, and I think things could happen to either team that could drastically turn the events of this series.
all right. But the thing with you might see this as an upside. I kind of see it as well a downside. I kind of talked about this in part one, but you say it might be helpful for them to be veterans and stuff like that. But they've already gotten what they want. They've already made it to the finals.
Yeah, but that is what they live for, and that was taken away from them in these past 2 years, and now they've learned to appreciate it. I would say the most that they probably ever have. And I think they want this really, really bad.
I I I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think the Celtics have more drive than the Warriors. I
I think it's I think it's I think it's at least equal. I think the Dubs want this bad.
but I'm gonna be honest with you. No matter what we think, I think who wants it the most is gonna be the deciding factor at the end of the day. Whoever wants it most is just gonna. If you want it the most, then you're gonna win. You know. If you put enough effort into it, then you're just gonna win. And if you don't, then well, you'll reap the consequences. You know.
Well, I feel like that is what is always the case in professional sports. Even if you have a team with, I'll just make up a, I'll just so, make something up. Even if you have a starting lineup with five all stars, you know, you'll be a great team, but if you don't really want it, that can come back to haunt you. But I think you'll see two teams out there that want this extremely bad, and I think it's just going to be a competitive, grinded out, epic series.
All right. Well, we'll have to see. But I do think the Celtics are going to come on top. And it's been a while since the Celtics have won a final since 2008. That's when I was born. I mean, it's been quite a long time, and I just think you guys last won in 2019. That was
2018.
2018. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Um,
2018. Yeah.
uh, I think we're due. I think we're due for another win. You know?
Yeah, I mean, even if you are, even if you are due, I mean, still think that better team will end up coming out on top. And just think about all that the Warriors have gone through since 2018. You had a dramatic final year with Kevin Durant in the 2018-19 season. You have the Clay injury. You have Steph Curry breaking his hand. You go from best to worst record in the NBA in the 1920 season. You have last year where it doesn't look like you'll be winning the finals anytime soon, and now they're back. So I just think they've been through a lot, and they're just gonna take it. They're gonna take advantage of this more than they ever have before, in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, it at the end of the day, we really have no clue what's gonna happen. We need to see how and what attitude all the players have. I think I think that's a big factor. If they come out and they're too cocky, then well, they're probably gonna lose. If they come out, they manage their expectations. They know, well, we could win, we could lose, but at the end of the day, we just have to fight. We have to fight and play hard. I just think I think that's going to be the way to go for the Celtics. They're going to manage their expectations. They're going to have the right mindset going into the game, where because they have young players, because they've never been here before. They will do anything. And you have Marcus Smart on defense, who will tear Steph Curry apart. I mean,
Tear a two-time MVP, three-time champ apart.
yes, the 2021-2022 Defensive Player of the Year will tear Steph Curry, who happens to be what?
I want you to take into account the player that you are talking about here, because I'm seeing Steph Curry bring out his 2-point shot and drive to the rim better than he ever has. This is not. It'll be
well.
Marcus Smart is a terrific.
He sure is.
defender.
And Steph Curry happens to be 33, 32, 30. How old? 33, right?
34, but he is still a damn good player.
Don't say he's in his prime, because he's not in his prime. Marcus Smart.
He even if he's in the later stages, he's not exited his prime yet.
He sure has.
Give me another subpar shooting. Give me a real subpar shooting season from Steph Curry, and that is when I will even entertain that he is out of his prime. Wow, for you to say he's not in his prime is baffling to me. Wow.
I just think we have the superior defensive player, Marcus Smart.
The Warriors have the second best defense in the entire league, and they were number one, and then the Celtics ended up surpassing them. So the Warriors have a great defensive team too, and Steph Curry is having the best defensive year of his entire career, and I think
do you want me to say it again? So is Marcus Smart, who's always been a defensive player.
Draymond Green could have won Defensive Player of the Year this year if he hadn't gotten hurt, in my mind. Draymond Green is still playing D at an elite championship level.
Does Oh man. So
Oh man, to you too.
everyone on our starting lineup, every single person on our starting lineup is not shorter than 6'4". Al
Yeah,
Horford,
well, if
Al
the Dubs
Horford,
have
Al Horford is 6'8". Tatum is 6'7". Brown is like 6'5", I believe, and Rob Williams is like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, well, if the Dubs have won 3 series and they've had to go against someone like Jokic in the first round, I just don't see how that's going to have a severe impact
I think it's
against
gonna have
them.
an impact because Curry is 6'3". We have the best defense in the league. We have
Yeah, but
Jason
even
Tatum on offense, and honestly, who is gonna beat Jason Tatum? Who do you think will beat him on defense? Who?
Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins has played very good D this postseason. Even though he's still got his numbers, the Warriors would not have won their last series if Wiggins hadn't played the defense on Luka that he did. So the Dubs have got some defensive players on their squad as well.
But I'm gonna say again, we are a defensive team.
Well, so are the Dubs. They have the second ranked defense in the entire league.
Well, we're saying it now, and at the end of the day, I think it's going to end up coming out to defense and how hard they work in their defense. Because
And I think both teams will work hard, but I think the Dubs will come out on top for the reasons that I've stated throughout this 2-part podcast.
all right. Offensively, I'm not quite sure who they're going to have on Curry. But I think they could easily put Smart on him and just
That's
have.
who I've.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now too. But he will lock up Stephen Curry. He will lock him up. And then we have Derek White on the bench, who's been doing phenomenal, by the way. And I haven't been impressed with him all season, but in this playoff run, he has been phenomenal. His defensive skills have just been great. And you have Grant Williams on the bench. I mean, Game 6 Grant, am I right? I mean, wow. Grant Williams is just a beast out there. This is
Hold on, you can never you'll lock up Steph Curry, but you'll have Klay Thompson who can hit shots, Andrew Wiggins who can hit shots, and oh, by the way, you can bring Jordan Poole off the bench to provide a scoring punch.
But you can bring Peyton Pritchard off the bench. Well, granted, he doesn't get much playing time right now. You can bring Tice off the bench, a really good big man. You have Grant, like I just said, and I mean, you can have, I mean, Neesmith. Well, that might be a bit of a stretch, but I think we have a fantastic bench. Derek White, who is just, he adds another layer. I mean, I just don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah, well, well, for you to even say that you don't know what I'm talking about is very surprising to me. But the Warriors in the finals will probably also get back a guy that they were without for about these past 2 series, who is an elite defender in Gary Payton II, and I think that'll be big for them. You know, you have guys like him, Otto Porter, who has been a great veteran pickup for us. You know, I think, there are guys on the Warriors bench who can come in and be spark plugs and what do you say?
All right. What about the Heat? They had some big men right there. They had some good defenders. They had Jimmy Butler. They had Bam Adebayo.
And they were dealing with injuries throughout the series as well, right? The Heat, I mean.
I believe so, but I honestly, the fact that the Celtics were able to beat Bam and Jimmy Butler, I think Jimmy Butler and Bam are better defenders than Curry and Klay. I think they're better defenders than Wiggy. I think they're
Hold on.
both...
Do not disrespect Andrew Wiggins, who made the All-Star team
don't even. I respect Wiggy, of course. I think he's a good player. Do I think he's as good as
defense to another level this season.
Sure, but Jimmy Butler is just clutch on defense, clutch on offense, and the Celtics managed to beat that. Bam Adebayo is just the prime big man right now, and they managed to beat that too. And Kyle Lowry, who is a, I don't know, top 10, top 15 point guard, would you say?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I guess,
Yeah, they managed to get him to foul out, and they just went off on him. Marcus Smart just tears him apart.
Yeah, well, if the Cubs have been able to make, so many finals, in the past and made finals without the 7'1" Durant, if they've been able to have all this success, why can't they win this series?
Hang on.
Hang on to you too, but go ahead.
Did you just say Kevin Durant's 7'1"?
He's like, 7. I believe he's 7 foot or something like that. But they've been to 2 finals without KD as well, and he barely played in the 2019 finals, and they pushed that to 6 games. But go ahead.
I should make this clear. There was a whole war on Twitter between Kevin Durant and everyone about how tall he was, and let me tell you, he is not 7'1", Will.
How tall is he then?
He is about. It came out he was 6'8" without shoes on, and he was about 6'9" with shoes on.
Okay, well that's only about 1 off, but okay.
If you say that, a lot of fans will get angry at you, Will.
All right, well then I won't say it anymore. Thank you for the correction, Cam. But when you say that Smart will shut Steph down, how many points do you think Steph will average?
How many? Okay, so obviously he's gonna get a good amount of the Warriors points because I think he is their lead scorer. I mean,
yeah. Well, Steph Curry has actually not had a 35-point game this postseason, and the Warriors have won games in blowout fashions. Like Game 1 against Dallas, he had only 21 points, and yet they win by a lot. So I could see Steph Curry, scoring in the, low 20s, and the Warriors still winning games with all the scoring they have on offense.
I'm thinking Curry's going to average 19 to 20 points a game. I think you're going to see Tatum averaging 23, 24 points a game. I think you're going to see Brown averaging 19 points a game. I think you're going to see Marcus Smart averaging about 16 points a game. I think you're going to see Rob Williams averaging about, I don't know, probably 16 points a game, maybe a bit less. I don't know. Let's see. Al Horford, maybe, 18 points a game. These are all nasty players I'm talking about right now. And I just think they
and the Dubs have nasty future Hall of Fame players on their squad as well.
I've said this so many times on this podcast on part 1 and part 2. They are old.
And they made the finals.
I'm gonna say it again. I don't even want to repeat it, but they've been there, done that. They don't feel the pressure as much because they've already won so many times. They've already been in the finals so many times, and they just don't feel the stress, the pressure to win like the Celtics do.
Young guys on their team who do, and they haven't been in the finals in quite some time. They've had quite a lot go on. So
who in their starting lineup? Who in their starting lineup?
Who in their starting lineup? Yes. What?
Who in their starting lineup is young, who really wants to make the finals?
This is Andrew Wiggins' first time in the NBA finals. Do you not think Klay Thompson wants to win the NBA finals, but he's had 2 massive injuries? Do you not think that guy wants to win the NBA finals? Do you not think Steph Curry wants to win the finals MVP? Do you not think all these things?
All right. I should point out, Wiggy's like 30 years old.
Yeah, but he's in his first finals, and do you not think he wants that? The Warriors have a nice mix of vets and young players on their squad.
What about their big 3? Their supposed big 3.
Hold on. You just said supposed big 3? What do you mean by that?
You, I honestly don't think you can. It could be the big two. And I'm not. All right.
Oh boy.
I'm just gonna take that back. I don't. Statement retracted. I don't want to go that far. That was too far.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right, but we'll just have to see. Well, I mean,
We certainly will have to see, and that's why I can't wait for Thursday, and I can't wait to do all these shows with you, breaking down these games. I think the fans clearly understand by now why this will be such an epic finals matchup, and in a bit, I will share what is going to be going on at this house with me and my dad, Mike, who we've had on this podcast before.
let's hear it.
All right, then. So, I obviously am a Warriors fan. My dad from Massachusetts, he is a Celtics fan, and even though we both have respect for our opposing teams, this is the NBA Finals. This is for the gold. This is to win it all. So, are we gonna have tape down our living room? Oh yes, we are. But just to give you a small taste, on the side that I'm sitting on, in order to use the bathroom, I have to walk out the front door, walk all the way around the house, come in through the back door, and use a special walkway blocked out from the Celtics section of the living room just to use the bathroom. And then I have to walk back, walk all the way back around the house, open the front door, and then I'm back in my seat. There is your taste of what is going to be going on in this house in the NBA Finals. We have put tape down the living room before, but not as long as we have this time. So it is going to be epic at this house.
All right. So,
and Cam, what is your finals viewing going to look like at your place? Knowing you and your family, I'm sure you'll have some great chips and dip. Like, what's your viewing experience going to look like at your place?
honestly, we might bring the TV outside, get some snacks, and just enjoy the game. I'll come back inside for our halftime show. Then I'm back out. I might even shoot my basketball around while I'm watching the game. I mean, but I might actually need to put my full focus into this game. But I might even grab a pen and paper to just write down some things I want to talk about on the post game show.
And I will for sure be texting you throughout all these games.
Cam. Oh, of course. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just so excited for these finals. I'm holding strong with the Celtics, but then again, we need to see more. And on our next official podcasts, you'll see us talking about some new things that have just been announced. Nova, Okoye, the new Daredevil show, Weapon X, Scarlet Scarab, new Deadpool, new Avengers, Blade, X-Men, Fantastic Four, Sam Wilson, Captain America. Let's see here. Kenobi, episode 1 and 2, Kenobi episode 3 tomorrow, and let's see here. Thor Love and Thunder trailer, She-Hulk trailer. Am I miss? Oh yeah, Andor trailer. Mando season 3 trailer should be coming out soon, and as with Ahsoka season 1 trailer should be coming out soon. So yeah.
Cobra Kai season 5 trailer as well.
Oh really? Oh sweet.
Yeah, they have come out with one, and they're pushing it up a couple months. It's starting September 9th instead of around New Year's, as it has these past 2 years.
Thank goodness.
Which I'm very excited about.
That's the day before my birthday, too.
That is awesome. So I look forward to that.
Yeah, so we have a lot of great things coming for the Everything podcast. Todd, please send me more What Grinds My Gears, or else we will fire you. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this 2-part series of
This was pretty epic, Cam. I think. Wow. Let's just say I should hope that people get a sense of how big this finals matchup is for us, considering how we just went back and forth and raised our voices. So I think if you don't have a taste of how big this is for us, well then I don't know how much more we can show you how much this means for us.
Well, I really hope you guys enjoyed this 2-part episode. I think you guys will enjoy the next few weeks of the Everything podcast. It's almost summertime, and we'll do a lot more fun things. We might even we're gonna have live in person again this summer, which will be fantastic. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this 2-part episode, and I will see you next time. Me and Will will see you next time. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.